I see this sign here. It says God is pro-life. What does that mean?
God is pro-life?
Yeah.
That's just what it means, yes. God created life.
Didn't God kill everybody on Earth except for Noah and some farm animals on an ark?
I'm sorry.
Didn't God kill everybody on Earth? And do you think the Bible is a pro-life book?
Yes, absolutely.
And what about in Leviticus when God tells people to kill someone if they're gay?
Enlighten me.
Well, we fixed abortion. We solved the abortion debate.
Okay, excellent.
It turns out God is actually pro-choice.
Yes, I believe that.
You believe God's pro-choice?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
So women should be able to choose what they do with their body.
Hang on, your brain freeze.
Okay. You think God is
definitely pro-life.
It would be a lot easier to dismiss the evangelical zealots if they didn't have so much influence over all of our lives with the full-fledged backing of the Republican establishment, and we can't ignore the harm they have done to so many marginalized communities in the name of their version of Christianity.
You think the Bible should be taught in schools?
Yes.
Yeah?
Most definitely. Because children have gotten away from that, because they have. And it needs to be put back in all the schools, Catholic schools and public schools.
So you want the Bible back in school. Do you think there are books that should be banned from schools?
Yeah, of course.
Case in point, these people have no issue imposing their particular flavor of Christianity on the public without their consent and feel entitled to push everyone else's beliefs to the side, following the Republican Party's playbook to a T.
There is a book that has a story of two daughters getting their father drunk and having sex with them. Would you want that in a school?
No, absolutely. Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
No.
That's outrageous.
That's the devil's work. We don't want the devil's work in school.
And when they have their own reasoning thrown back at them, this is the result.
Would you like to see laws that are outlawing masturbation?
Well, I mean, I would go that far.
Because it says it in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's the seeds of life.
Yeah, I mean, as far as our church is concerned, it's a sin, but as far as laws, I mean, how can you regulate that? I mean,
Right. So it's just like, we want to tell men what to do with their bodies in that respect.
Yeah. I'm not going to say we should make a law.
Right. But
we're not the Taliban or whatever.
Right. But anyway, you were saying that you're happy about the Roe v. Wade being overturned. Women now can't get abortions in a lot of states.
Yeah.
As absurd as Jason Selvig's argument is, he's 100% correct. Just so we're clear, anyone, including all these people, deserve the right to practice their religion, and we will fight for their right to do so. But we can certainly criticize how these people conflate their religious beliefs with political beliefs.
Do you feel that the court has a little bit more of a church influence now than it used to with the Trump appointees?
Most definitely.
Yeah. And do you think that's a good thing?
I think it's an excellent thing. This country needs to turn back to God. I think we bring God back into this country, place it back in our schools, place it back in our courts.
Am I correct in saying that you're not a constitutionalist then?
I am a constitutionalist, but I believe that the Constitution has been twisted to fit certain perspectives.
Well, it's just that the separation between church and state is a pretty important thing. So it sounds like you want church and state to kind of go back together.
Sure.
64% of Republicans polled think that Donald Trump is a very religious man. Do you think that squares with the person you see? Is that something that you find him to be very religious?
Well, most Christians aren't perfect. So that's what we're known for. Nobody's perfect, but we are always seeking to be better, and we're always seeking to live more like Jesus Christ. And I think that Donald Trump is trying to do that.
I believe that he, stands for religion gratefully. We're in the Judeo-Christian society mostly, and he goes to church, he prays, so he's got those things going. He talks about God and how we need help from the man upstairs. I remember that. So yeah, he definitely represents our Father as well in heaven.
Yeah, I know that God is with him and will enable him and carry him, and he has been the strength to do what he's been able to do in bringing the money to the farmers in Iowa and in building that wall, the distance that he did.
Do you think the wall is a Christian thing?
Yes, definitely. I do.
In what way?
Bring them in legally. Nothing wrong with immigrants coming in, but do it legal.
The evangelicals are huge supporters. They were very supportive in 16 and in 20. They will be in 2024.
President Biden is someone who goes to church every Sunday. The religious vote's going to be important in the fall. How does America see one as being more religious? How does the American religious community see that?
You know, I'm the son of a preacher.
There's a song about you.
So I know, I'm a preacher's kid. But I think that no one knows Joe Biden's heart. I can tell you, when Donald Trump was president of the United States, I remember sitting in his office and he answered his cell phone and put it on speakerphone, and it was a preacher calling just to pray for him. And the president of the United States stood there and listened with his eyes closed and allowed that preacher to pray for him. So his faith is much stronger than what a lot of people get.
Anyone who still legitimately believes Trump is a man of God needs to take a hard look in the mirror and reevaluate themselves. Trump and the Republican Party at large couldn't care less about adhering to or adopting the real positive teachings of Christianity or any other religion into their platform. They view the evangelical Christian community as a useful tool to grow their voter base and dupe a new generation of voters into giving their rights away and voting against their interests to further the system that the ruling class has designed only for themselves.